God forbid, if you have been victim of a crime and have gone to a police station to get a crime case registered, what has been your experience? Now, in this video series, we are going to talk about how to fix our broken criminal justice system, and specifically, let me start with how to fix our policing, because investigation is the first step in giving justice. Right? So, in this video, I am going to take, even within policing, the first step, which is registration of FIR. Now, as I was saying, if you go to police station and want to get a case registered, what happens? It varies, but most often there is a very high chance that, first of all, cops there would ask you a lot of questions, and there is generally a reluctance to register crime cases, or more specifically, FIRs. What is FIR? FIR is First Information Report. So, if police has to investigate a crime, this is a legal document which formally starts the investigation process. Without an FIR, you cannot have any investigation and therefore any further prosecution or justice done. So this is the first step, and it's a very important step. FIR is an important document, and because it is first in time, this is the first time the police is formally recording the offense, therefore it has got significant amount of legal importance in the prosecution of the case. Now, when you go to the police station, right, as I said, police is generally reluctant. They will probably ask you to come another day or just take a petition but not register an FIR. Sometimes they may even ask you, oh, the crime happened not in this police station but in some other police station jurisdiction, so please go to that police station. When you go there, they'll send you somewhere else. So it's a game of football which sometimes goes on. Overall, it is a very frustrating and difficult experience if you do not have a recommendation from some senior person or some important politician. Even a simple act of getting an FIR is really, really hard. The question is, why is that the case? Now, if you look at the problem that I talked about, this is not the problem of one police station or one district or one city or one state. There's a problem all over the country. And when a large group of people show a similar behavior, then we should stop and ask, why is that happening? There has got to be some underlying reason. And unless we fix that reason, we cannot solve the problem. So let me ask you to put yourself in the shoes of the SHO of the police station. You are the head of the police station, and if I come to you to report a crime, why would you not want to register an FIR? So there are 2 or 3 reasons. Very simple to understand. First is, let's see, when I come to you and ask you to register an FIR, now let's say you register an FIR for me. Now after me, some other people come, you register FIR for everybody else. Now what happens? If you start registering FIRs very freely, then the number of crime cases in your police station, it goes up. Now, when your bosses, when the circle inspector or the district SP, when they evaluate the performance of a police station, what is the metric they look at? Typically, the most important thing is number of crime cases. So in some sense, the number of cases is a progress report. So more the number of cases reported, the implication is your policing is not effective. So when you go for the monthly crime conference, the SP may ask you hard questions like, why is the crime going up? What action are you taking to stop these crimes? So what happened? So you did what the law required, and now you look inefficient and stupid, and then you get a dressing down from your boss for that. On top of that, if the local media guy or somebody who doesn't like you, they come to know about this, then you'll have a big heading in the newspaper like crime cases going up in this police station. The sub-inspector or the DYSP or this officer is inefficient, not able to control crime. Next thing, once you register a lot of cases, what happens next? Now you have to go investigate. So now you have to go and do more work. People have to run around, they have to collect evidence. So essentially, by registering FIRs, right, you look stupid, you get a dressing down, people say you're inefficient, you're not doing enough to do crime control, they'll give you a lot of other advice, and on top of that, your work goes up. Now naturally, if there's a person who doesn't have very strong conscience, what will he do? The answer is very simple. Try to avoid registering FIRs. So this is the reason why we have always had this problem of registration of FIRs in this country. When I went to police academy, we were taught about it. We were told that FIR registration is very important, should be done very freely. And I'm pretty sure 10 years before me, 20 years before me, 40 years before me, when the training was going on, even then we talked about it. I'm pretty sure even today, when we have our police training, we talk about importance of registering FIRs, and yet it does not happen. Something has to change. Now, what do we change? Now we could say, okay, so maybe the DGP of the state should issue an order, or maybe the district SP should issue instructions. All that has been done over and over multiple times. It has not solved the problem, which means we need to change something. What should we change? Answer is very simple. If the SHO of the police station does not have the incentive to register FIRs, then he should not be the person deciding whether or not to register an FIR. Now imagine an alternative state of the world, a different world which looks different. So as an example, you're a victim of a crime and you don't go to a police station, which is often very unwelcoming. It is a little hostile. It doesn't feel very comfortable. You go to some other office, which is, let's say, not even run by police department. You go there and there are multiple counters. Let's say you take a token and you wait in a queue. And when your turn comes, you go and meet the person who's like a counselor, as an example, and you explain what happened, you explain the incident, and the person is legally trained, he or she, and if they find that your complaint, whatever offense or whatever crime you have been victim of, if that requires an FIR registration, they do not judge whether your complaint is true or false. They simply hear your complaint, and if it makes sense legally, they'll just register the FIR, and this FIR copy now is sent to the police station same day or next day for the investigation. If we have a process like this, we will be able to solve this problem. Why? Because the person, let's say I'm the counselor, I'm registering a FIR. It doesn't increase my burden. I don't look stupid in the next monthly crime conference. But then people will say, oh, this will create a lot of problems. What kind of problems? As an example, there'll be a lot of false FIRs. Absolutely, I agree. Let there be. How does it matter? FIR registration is only the first step. FIR registration does not by any stretch indicate that the person accused of the crime is actually the offender or not. That is for the investigation to find out. Another thing we'll hear is that the number of crime cases will shoot up. Absolutely, they will shoot up. I am pretty sure in many states in North India, the number of crime cases will go up probably by 10 times. Let it go up. Let us recognize the ground reality. Only when we know that the number of cases is so high that we have been closing our eyes to the problem, will we be able to acknowledge that we have a problem, and then we can find solutions. If we hide from the problem, if we put our head under the sand and just ignore the problem, we will never be able to solve it. Once we have the problem, okay, number of crime cases has shot through the roof. Great, no problem. Then we'll think about how to investigate, which cases to investigate. In some trivial cases or cases which are not very important, maybe they can be settled in a different way. Cases where there is no evidence, they can be deprioritized. In fact, if you look at any civilized country, look at any advanced Western country, not all cases are investigated. If there is no evidence in a lot of theft cases, you will be given a certificate and you are told to go and claim insurance. Now the question is, how can we bring about this change? So as an example, can the district SP issue an order? Or can the DGP of the state issue an order? Or can the government issue an order to make this happen? The answer is unfortunately no. So this would require a change in the CRPC, in the laws of this country itself. But then, why can't we do that? The anger after cases like the Disha murder case has been so much that MPs have been justifying encounters in the parliament. If we are so angry, if we are so angry that we are willing to justify those things, why can't we change the law? I would argue this is the time. Let us debate it, let us discuss it, let us put in the effort and time, but it's time to change the law. So let me stop here with this thought. Think about it, and would love to hear from you. And in the next video, we will talk about some other problems pertaining to policing and investigation. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope to talk to you soon in the next video. Thank you very much.